All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. My name is Chris, and welcome back to my sports podcast. Apologies for not uploading last week. I was kind of busy. I was supposed to have someone on that kind of fell through. Then I went on a work trip, and I didn't have the time to do one because the work trip left on Sunday, and I got back Wednesday, and I normally upload Wednesday, and I was supposed to record on that Saturday, but that fell through, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give myself a little bit of a break. I don't really want to push this and try and get it through. So, yeah. Before we get into it, if you can, I want to see how many likes we can get on this video. Normally, I only get like 4 likes, 5 likes out of like 50, 60 views. So I want to see how many likes we can get on this one. So, like the video. I'm going to let you guys, I'm going to let it simmer for a little bit. All right. So over under, I'm going to say 11.5 likes. I'm honestly just going to take the under. Normally, I just don't get a lot of likes. But NBA playoffs are here. Actually, before we get into that, thank you guys so much for all the support. Whether it's like on Instagram, on TikTok, here on YouTube as well. Just thank you guys for the support and the feedback. It's been really awesome, and I love making these podcast videos. I love having different guests and all that. So just want to say thank you. Now, before we get into NBA playoffs, well, I guess as we're getting into it, I have the Knicks and Sixers game on right now because it's currently April 30th when I'm recording this. You'll see this tomorrow. Are there 31 days in April? I don't know. But anyways, watching that game right now. It's currently in the first quarter. I just want to talk about NBA playoffs, how crazy it's been. Not going to really touch on the NFL draft. Might do that in a later video. But it's been a slow start. But just watched Spider-Man 3 yesterday in theaters. The Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire trilogy has finally come to an end. And it was awesome to see in theaters. So many goosebumps. And it was just great. It was just great. Now they're going to show the Tobey movies, and then after that, the Tom Holland movies. But this is my podcast, and I can do whatever the hell I want. So if I want to talk about Spider-Man, I can talk about Spider-Man. But I'm not going to do that right now. Going to talk about NBA playoffs. NBA playoffs have been great. I'm going to start at the West. The first one I want to talk about is the Knicks-Lakers series. I mean, that series was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Like, it's almost like it was the NBA Finals or the conference finals in the first round. Everyone's trying so hard. That's why I love the playoffs, man. Everyone actually starts to try, and it's so much more competitive. The scoring drops by about 10, 11 points this season, from the regular season to the playoffs. This season, it's dropped about 10.5 points per game because players are actually trying now. People are playing defense. So that series I want to harp on first. Might not touch on every series going on in the NBA as a whole, but this is the one I'm definitely going to touch on and the one I'm going to talk about first. So first of all, Jamal Murray changed the series. Questionable Game 5, ends up coming in, dropping like 30, and Jokic has a quiet night. He was carried by Jamal Murray. He dropped like 30, 12, and 12 or something. But Jamal Murray changed the series. If Jamal Murray, I stand on this, if you're watching, if Jamal Murray does not hit both of those game winners, this series is tied. That was Game 5, so Denver would have been up 3-2. But, if Jamal Murray does not hit both of those game winners, it's a 3-2 series. Like, it's not 4-1. So, it's such a good series. I don't even know where to start. It was just so competitive. Lakers starting out early, every single game, having a lead, and then end up losing it. I mean, it just kind of sucks. I feel like this all relies on... I don't like blaming head coaches just because they're not out there on the court playing. But I think some of the blame has to go on Darvin Ham because it just seemed like he wasn't too in tune with the team. And he knows he's going to be out. You can see his post-game conference, Game 5. You can tell that he knows that he's done for. But Braun played great. Austin Reeves played great. Anthony Davis played great. Like the stars showed out that needed to show out. Michael Porter Jr. shot the lights out in that series. KCP stepped up. Just such playoffs is when your stars are supposed to step up, and that's exactly what they've been doing all these playoffs. And that series was great, but like I talked about earlier before, I'm kind of just yapping here, so I hope that's okay with you guys. That series was just so competitive, and aside from Clippers Mavs, I think that was the most competitive. Honestly, I'm going to put Clippers Mavs aside. I think the Lakers Nuggets series was the most competitive series in the NBA playoffs. First round, by far. Not by far, but that's the most competitive series. Oh man, I was going to say something and completely just blanked on it. Damn, I can't remember. But such a great series. And no, I really wanted to talk about something, and now that is going to irk me for the rest of the episode. Lakers Nuggets. Man. I can't remember. Damn, man. I was going to say something good too. But yeah, that series was great. I mean, everyone showed out. Don't really have too much to say about. Oh, yes, I remember what I was going to say now. It kind of scares me how vulnerable the Nuggets were against the Lakers. If I'm being completely honest, if the defending champs can gentleman sweep, but not an easy gentleman sweep, can 4-1 a 7 seed with only 2 game winners and having to come back every single game. I mean, that kind of puts it into perspective, like that it's a make or miss league, you know. The 3 ball really, like no lead is safe, and the 3 balls really changed the game. But I'm excited to see Wolves Nuggets. You know, last year in the first round, there's been many Nuggets players on record saying that was their hardest series in their entire championship run, you know. So it was just kind of like this Lakers team, this Lakers roster that we as a collective NBA media or fan, excuse me, you know, we excuse me. We think that this Lakers team is weak, and people like to clown on the Lakers. They're not the same. They were able to do some serious damage to that Nuggets team, and it took Jamal Murray 2 game winners to 4-1 this team. You know, if he doesn't hit both of those game winners, you know, going to overtime, who knows what happens. But I genuinely think it would have been it could have been 3-2 Nuggets or 3-2 Lakers. If I'm being 100% honest, Jesus, I mean no disrespect. That was just such a great series. But the better team won. So now they got to go and play the Timberwolves. And oh my God, I cannot wait to see that matchup. Breaking news from Shams. Jared Allen is out tonight versus the Orlando Magic. Let me send this in the group chat. Garrett is probably going to be throwing a party because for some reason he likes it when people get injured and they're playing the Magic. He just goes crazy. Garrett, you got a problem. Back to Wolves Nuggets. I cannot wait for that series. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's just. Let's talk Wolves now. Wolves Suns. The Wolves are. Hold on. Before we get into the Wolves, let me tell you guys something. I tried telling y'all a month or two ago that the Suns were not legitimate title contenders. And some of y'all were telling me, no, they are, yada, 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 they're deep, they got these guys. I tried telling y'all the Suns were not title contenders. And they got swept in the first round. So I tried telling y'all. And I was right. Now, where I'm not so right about, where I still have to be, well, I don't think I'm wrong yet, is I don't think the Wolves are title contenders. Now, title contenders to me, like I've said in the past, is a team that can make it to the NBA Finals. So now the Wolves have to go against the defending champs. If they beat the Nuggets, then 100% I will swallow my words and admit that I was wrong and say that the Wolves are title contenders. But they got to get past the Nuggets. But now let's go back to the Wolves Sun series. That series, I mean, the first 2 games in Minnesota, I did not see that coming. They got blown out by like 20 plus games 1 and 2. Then they come home to Phoenix, lose that game, and then game 4, Book goes ballistic, drops 50, KD goes off, and Bradley Beal craps the bed. And whoa, excuse me, that was loud. Excuse me. And then Bradley Beal craps the bed, and oh, there's Garrett. He said W. Garrett, you need some help, bro. Lost my train of thought. And Anthony Edwards just takes over, starts talking smack, and 4-1s them, or 4-0s them, sweeps them, sends them to Cancun. And now it's kind of, was the Rudy Gobert trade really a fleece? Myself included, I was like, this is insane. Trading so many picks for just Rudy Gobert. But now Rudy Gobert is the center point of that team in terms of how they get their, how they run their offense and how they run their defense. Like, he is legitimately the you could argue 2-piece to that team, because they need him, and he's just so, he's just a presence for them that really, I'm talking defensively, by the way, that really helps them defensively, and offensively as well, kind of helps Anthony Edwards a little bit, floor spacing a little bit, but Cat is shooting the 3 ball really, really well. Naz Reid coming off the bench, playing really, really well. So this Wolves team really has length, physical length. So it'll be cool to see how they match up against the Nuggets, how they're going to play them, with, them being one of the best defensive teams in the NBA, how physical they play. Not letting KD get in his rhythm. He eventually got his shots up and eventually, dropped his points every single game, but being physical on him, kind of how Boston was being physical against KD 2 years ago, and KD was, off his rhythm and all that stuff. So can't wait for that series to come. Nuggets Wolves, that is. So yeah. Now let's see, what else do I want to talk about here. Now the reason I'm yawning is because the camera is elevated, and I don't have a guest here left and right to look at, and I have to look up a little bit more, and it strains my throat. So, and then I have to speak up and kind of talk with the front of my mouth a little bit, well, kind of the lower part of my mouth. So I don't know, there's a sensation here, and it makes me just want to yawn all the time. So now, let's stay on the West here. I'm just looking at the bracket. Oh, Clippers Mavs. That's the only other West series I want to talk about. It's Clippers Mavs. Such a good series it's been so far. No Kawhi Leonard has obviously been detrimental to me as a fan. He plays 68 games, the most he's played in 6 years, and come playoffs, and he gets injured right before the playoffs, and it sucks, man. Man, it sucks. But the Clippers, like I've stated in the past before, are the deepest team in the NBA, and they have proven that. James Harden coming up big. Paul George coming up big. Russell Westbrook giving us great minutes, playing great defensively. Terrance Mann playing great defensively for us. Zubac getting his minutes, playing good. Mason Plumlee coming in when Zubac isn't performing well and stepping up in 10, 12 minutes, playing big for us. I mentioned Terrance Mann. Norman Powell coming off the bench. He's probably, aside from James Harden and Paul George, been our most consistent Clipper, playing great. Who else do we got? Amir Coffey, he's starting at forward for Kawhi. Not playing the greatest, but he's certainly, I want to say filling that role, but not the greatest. But this team has stepped up, and the Clippers went out and got James Harden for this exact reason. For this exact scenario, we went out and got him for that, because Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are injury prone. They go down, and in those times that they go down, your big two is now just a big one, with only Paul George leading the pack or Kawhi Leonard leading the pack. But now with Kawhi Leonard down, James Harden steps up, and he can be that 1-2 option for you. that Kawhi Leonard or Paul George isn't there to fulfill. So it's great to see James Harden really step up. I think he's averaging about 27 a game, and he's shooting lights out. Just such a big part for this Clippers team and getting those wins. But with Kawhi, we're 2-0 with Kawhi or without Kawhi, and we're 0-2 with Kawhi. That first game that he came back, excuse me, he was a little rusty. You guys could see that on him. That first half, he was rusty. Second half, really got into the groove. Then game 3, he comes in limited, only played 25 minutes, but you could tell he was a shell of himself. And JJ Redick hit the nail on the head on his podcast. He said, you would rather not have Kawhi Leonard go out there and be a shell of himself because he's just not the Kawhi Leonard you need. And it just messes the team up, the team's rotations, because Kawhi Leonard's been ruled out for Game 5 tomorrow. So now with Kawhi Leonard, not in the rotation, you don't have to worry about, okay, where can I give him 5 minutes? Where can I give him 10 minutes? Instead, it's like, okay, Norman, go out, play your 25, 30 minutes. You don't have to worry about, checking in and out for Kawhi. Westbrook, you go get your minutes. Amir Coffey, you're starting, but, you might get less minutes, and we're going to try, a different rotation. We're going to go 2 big men, or we're going to go small ball, T-man, Paul George, James Harden, and Westbrook. You guys are going to go out there. And we don't have to worry about, subbing in, trying to get Kawhi his minutes, trying to figure it out, because that just messes up the whole rotation. It slows down the game. It doesn't allow guys to get into their rhythm. James Harden is, now James Harden and Paul George have to step up, be those leading scorers. But then if Kawhi comes in, you're like, okay, how am I going to get him the ball? Well, not get him the ball. How often do I have to get in the ball? Is he okay? Okay, he checks back out. Okay, now let me get back in my rhythm. And then by the time he gets back in by the time you get back into your rhythm, it's like, okay, Kawhi's coming back in for another 2-3 minutes. So it's fine. I believe in the guys to go out and win this game in Los Angeles tomorrow. We'll see how it goes, but we have to start off big like we have been when we have been winning these games. And James Harden and Paul George have to play like nothing short of 25 points per game, or 25 points. And they have to play how they played on Saturday for us to win. So we'll see how the Mavs change guarding James Harden, because they were forcing him right and letting him get to his mid-range and his floaters. Excuse me. So we'll see how that changes. But the Mavs on that side, man, Kyrie Irving is the most skilled basketball player of all time. It's not even close. It's not even close. He is the most skilled. Jeez, man, excuse me. I'm sorry. He is the most talented player when it comes to dribbling a basketball that we've ever seen. I mean, he is ridiculous, and he just lit it up. I think he went for 40 or 39. And he just went ballistic in the second quarter, and then following in the third and then fourth quarter, he just went insane. I mean, insane, to the point where I was sitting in this chair watching on the TV, and he hit, those three-pointers in a row in transition, and he hit that last one. I was like, God damn it, man. I just literally sat here and just laughed, oh my, he is just so good. And it's just incredible to watch that how talented he is. So we'll see how that kind of pans out. Tim Hardaway Jr. did practice today, so I think he's going to be listed as questionable tomorrow. So we'll see if he's back in that rotation. But Daniel Gafford, Maxi Kleba, those guys have been big. They really have been, especially Daniel Gafford. Big defensively, offensively in the paint, running in transition. Kai's been getting him the ball. But yeah, Luka hasn't, I'm not going to lie, aside from game 3, Luka hasn't been playing that efficient. He had about almost a 30-point triple-double game 4 and lost, but he did not play the greatest. He got in the foul trouble early. He was missing some shots. T-Man was getting physical with him. He got tagged. So I'm a Luka fan. I love Luka Doncic, but he just hasn't been he hasn't been playing at the level that he should be playing at. Because he's one of the most efficient scorers of all time, and like he could just get any shot he wants, and he hasn't been MVP Luka that we've seen all season. So he's definitely going to step up. We'll see how that turns out. Who else is on that team? What was it? PJ Washington has been hitting his shots in the corner, just sitting there once they kick in the rock. They get another forward I can't think of. Jones, Derek Jones, is that his name? Derek Jones Jr. I think. But this series has been so good matchup wise. I'm literally loving it. Like, stars are guarding stars. Like, there's not a lot of switches. Luka is guarding Harden. Harden is guarding Luka. Paul George is guarding Kai. Like, they're like, it's not where, like, you know, we're trying to get the switch and try and get the weakest guy. Like, they're bringing the matchups. They're bringing this, and I'm here for it. I love it. And like I said, time and time again, the NBA playoffs are just so much better because players actually try. They play defense. Your season is on the line, so everyone tries so much harder. And I just love NBA playoffs. It's just different. Okay, so that's all I'm going to talk about for the West. Thunder Pelicans, I'm not going to touch on. Now we're going to talk about the East. Celtics Heat, not going to talk about that. Cavs Magic, I'm going to talk about. So I went to Game 3 here in Orlando, and that was an electric game. Orlando started off the game down and like missing their first 8 shots, and I'm like, oh damn, like here we go, we're gonna go down to 3, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, we're up 40 points. So it was a great game. I went, shout out Donnie, Garrett, and Izzy if y'all are watching, if y'all have made it this far in the video. But it was such a great experience. The guy next to me was drunk, and he was like hugging me and stuff and just cursing and everything. So it was kind of funny, but it was such a great experience. You know, we got really good seats. In my opinion, we got really good seats. We were in the like 200 section, so like the nosebleeds, but the very first row, so right above the club seats. And we were like right down the middle court, so we got a really good view. But that place was electric, man. It got loud when everyone was hitting their threes. I mean, it was just an awesome experience. That's my second playoff game I've been to. Excuse me. Thinking about going to Game 6 here in Orlando. Thinking about it. Just depending on tickets, what I got going on Saturday, but you never know. I might go. I might show up again. But check my Instagram in the description. Actually, I did not post it, so never mind. It's not going to be there. But talk about flipping a script in this series. Cavs looked like they were going to sweep the Magic. Like, genuinely. The Cavs had all the momentum. They were beating the Magic physically in games 1 and 2. And although they only won by like 12, 15 points, it was still like, it just felt like a beatdown. Like the Magic just couldn't find their rhythm offensively. But talk about flipping a script in Orlando, games 3 and 4. I mean, winning by about 30 plus game 3 and then 30 or 20 plus game 4. I mean, Paulo stepped it up. Franz stepped it up. Who else? Jalen Suggs stepped it up. One other guy. Jonathan Isaac, not so much. Hold on, let me look at the roster real quick. But these guys stepped up big time when it was needed. Let's see here. I said so. Franz, Paulo, Jalen Suggs. Jonathan Isaac and Markelle Fultz. He came off the bench, had a good couple minutes in game 4, but game 3, we'll see here. So Franz had 16, 5, and 8. Paulo had 31, 14 rebounds and 5 assists. Jalen Suggs had a very quiet 24 points. And then off the bench, Cole Anthony. That's who kind of stepped up because he had 4 points the whole series, and they were just free throws. He hadn't made a field goal until game 3. So that was. We'll see game 5. Jarrett Allen has been ruled out. They're back in Cleveland, so we'll kind of see. Max Strus has been extremely quiet. Karis LeVert has also been kind of quiet, but we'll see Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell went quiet game 4, so we'll see how they respond and how the Magic respond to their response. See if the Magic are going to keep their beat down, keep scoring, and we'll see if the Cavs can respond defensively. And yeah, Jared Allen is out, but he was a big piece for them. He was, game 3 early on, he was destroying the Magic in that first quarter. I think he had like 6 points, like 4 rebounds and like 2 blocks only in the first quarter. So yeah. My friends are asking to play Skywars, Minecraft. So we'll see. If the Magic win tonight, I might go to Game 6. I'm going to be honest. I might. Or I'll just watch the game here, get some pizza, invite some friends over. We'll see. Thank you guys for watching. This is not the end of the episode. I just want to say I'm just so grateful to sit here and just talk about sports. I may not be getting a lot of views. I may not be famous. I may not have the biggest audience. But for those of you that do watch, I am grateful. Genuinely, I don't want to get emotional, but I just love talking sports. I love creating content, and I feel like this is just an avenue that I can just express myself and just talk about what I love. Basketball isn't my strong sense. You guys know I played quarterback, and football and NFL is my strong suit, but I love basketball, NBA, and playing. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for supporting. Again, this is not the end of the video. I don't know. Something just came on me, pause, and I just felt like just sharing that with you guys. So thank you guys. Okay, next series in the East that I want to talk about this is probably the last one I'm going to talk about, is Knicks Sixers. Well, hold on. One thing I forgot to mention about Clippers Mavs is Terrance Mann and Russell Westbrook guarding Luka Doncic. So when Luka is guarded by Terrance Mann, he is 6 for 26. So he's shooting 23% from the field, and he is 0 for 10 from the 3-point line. When Luka Doncic is guarded by Russell Westbrook, he is 9. Oh no, okay. When any Dallas Mavericks players are guarded by Russell Westbrook, they are 9 for 28, which is 32% from the field, and they are 1 for 8 from 3-point, which is 12% from 3. So Russell Westbrook and Terrance Mann are a key part of our defense, and it shows. There's Russell Westbrook slander. I'm not having it. I ain't having it. All right. Game 3, he played like doo-doo. It is what it is. Got ejected. He just played horrible. But just wanted to touch on that before I got into the Knicks Sixers, because I specifically screenshotted that for when I talked about Clippers Mavs, but I forgot to mention it. So, yeah. Now, Knicks Sixers, if I'm going to be completely honest here, Vic, if you're watching, Tim Hardaway Jr. right ankle sprain is out for the Mavs in Game 5 tomorrow versus the Clippers. Luka Doncic, it's probable with a right knee sprain. Yeah, Luka's playing. Luka plays through anything. Kawhi, take notes. Anyways, what was I going to say about Knicks Sixers? When I watch this series, it's entertaining and it's close, but it's also kind of annoying at the same time. The amount of foul baiting from Jalen Brunson and Joel Embiid is ridiculous. It's just play basketball. It's not foul baiting. I just want to see you guys cook. I want to see you guys cook. And you guys are just constantly baiting and flopping, and I'm just like, oh man, just come on, man. Just play some basketball. But it's been such a great series. I was in Springfield, Illinois when game 3? No, I don't know. Whatever game that was when New York ended the game on an 8-0 run and ended up winning, hitting those 3-pointers, that was insane. I mean, I'm talking that was insane. That was crazy. I was sitting there watching the game on my laptop, and all of a sudden, Mike Breen, bang, bang, and then they're up, and then, oh my God, just what a game. That game was incredible, but such a hard-fought series as well. In terms of competitiveness, I think it goes Lakers Nuggets, Clippers Mavs, and then 3 Knicks Sixers. It's been such a really good series to watch. Kelly Oubre really stepped up, had his career high in points in Game 4. Jalen Brunson dropped a 40 bomb. Joel Embiid, he's playing through a knee injury and some thing with his eye. Dame and Giannis are out for Game 5. Yeah, they're losing in 5. Anyways, but Cushion, Kyle Lowry's been playing good. Tyrese Maxey has also been balling. But on the Knicks team, I feel like every time I watched a shot go up, it's like, okay, the Knicks are going to get that rebound. Like, their offensive rebounding is impressive. Like, Josh Hart just comes out of nowhere playing the whole 48 minutes and just guns it for that rebound. But that's been such a great series. Like Vic and I mentioned on the podcast when I had him on, whoever wins that series is going to the conference finals because is going to win. Well, it depends. Well, the Knicks might play. Hold on. Let's hold on. So the Celtics are going to win, and they're going to play the Pacers, and then the Knicks will play the Magic or Cavs. So, yeah. I don't know where I was going with this. I completely forgot. But it's been such a good series. It's currently tied 28-28 right now. Nick Batum corner 3, no good. Rebound Kelly Oubre, kicks it out Joel Embiid at the elbow. Let's see how good my commentary skills are right now. He pulls up. He's blocked. He is blocked by... I don't know who that is. I don't know. Josh Hart kicks it out. Corner 3. Bang! Bang! Who is that? Is that Mitchell Robinson? Oh, Carmelo's courtside. All right. Let me give you one more possession. Tyrese Maxey taking it down left side of the court. Jalen Brunson on him. All right. Just kind of failing the defense. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Kicks it out. Joel Embiid. Corner. Kelly Oubre drives in the paint. Kicks it out. Gets turned over. It's a fast break. It looks like he's got to wait for the carry. And one! The Knicks go up by 5 points with 8 minutes remaining in the second quarter. They're on a 16-2 run. Who's this guy with the headband? I don't even know this guy's name. He scored the last 5 points. Number 2 for the New York Knicks. Anyways, Joel Embiid, let's see if he tries to foul bait. Tyrese Maxey drives in. 3 people on him. Ooh, Lay doesn't get fouled. Josh Hart, fast break, gets fouled. Anyways, in terms of NBA playoffs, that's all I really wanted to talk about. I didn't really have anything else to talk about here. So, yeah, I think that's going to do it for today's episode. Yeah, I'm excited. My prediction for this game, I'm going to say Sixers win. I'm going to say 97-91. Did I say Sixers or Knicks? I don't know. I meant to say Sixers if I said Knicks. I just want to see this go just another game. Just one more game. You know, I just feel like it's been such a competitive series. Philly should have been up 2-0, but it's just been such a good series. Kind of like the Knicks Lakers game. So, yeah. And then for the Clippers game tomorrow, I'm going to take the Clippers to win. I don't know the score. I'm going to take them to win. I trust them at home. Now that Kawhi's out, I feel like they know what to do. You know, they've done it before. James Harden, as long as he doesn't play like crap. So, Vic just texted Miles, so I guess that's the guy that's just hitting all those threes. Jalen Brunson just hit a jumper right outside the elbow. So, yeah, that's my prediction for that. I just want to say thank you guys so much for all the love and support. If you want to be a guest on my podcast and you've made it this far, drop it down in the comments below. Hit me a text, shoot me something on Instagram, on social media. All that is going to be in the description. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you all enjoying the NBA playoffs just as much as I am. God bless. And as always, I would see you all next video. Peace.